Welcome back everyone, it's me Matt. Thank you for joining me as we are talking about forward observers today. Let's see how good you all are at observing. I would like you to write in the comments section below what direction target number 65 is during this footage today, and maybe if you get it right I'll send you a little gift. So today we are talking about forward observers and how inherently important they are on the battlefield. Myself as an observation post 2IC or second in command, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but forward observers, FIST, or whatever you want to call them, are critical on the battlefield in providing huge amounts of firepower to the all-arms commander, including that is JTACs, right, special observers, or any kind of ISTAR capability, including, reconnaissance teams, field intelligence, and of course special forces. Being able to observe a target is a very difficult practice to do for two reasons. First of all, there's a lot of technicality into trying to get the correct information out there, whether it be via radios or the appropriate data to get the rounds on target or the aircraft on target. And second of all, it's being observed yourself. Forward observation teams or observation posts tend to operate on their own, quite literally on their own, for long periods of time, left on top of hills or in obscure positions where they cannot be seen or observed, and they are very, very juicy targets that they can be found by snipers or any kind of armed force really that's looking for them. So when you're looking to engage a observation post, they are critical because they can bring so much firepower upon you. And when we look at something like that, and myself as an observer, I say, well, I'm probably one of the most critical targets as a sniper to kill. And that's a little scary because snipers aren't going to be hunting the standard infantrymen patrolling along in the woodline. They're going to be looking for me or the observation post to prevent us from calling in fire and pulling in the guns or rocket artillery, whatever we have at our disposal, including that of JTACs, which are even more juicy. But it's very hard to differentiate between the two. Of course, you're just going to kill someone who has optics on top of a hill. And as you can see in most of this footage, most of these soldiers are perched on a hill or in some sort of ditch, and some of them are fairly camouflaged and obscured, but selecting and occupying an observation post is very critical because, of course, in a real combat scenario, because you are so vitally important to be killed and can be taken off the battlefield as an asset, it's crucial that we find methods and ways to protect ourselves as forward observers. And recently, I was able to come across a really interesting bit of technology, which has actually been around for some time. It is called the Hatterix. It is from Elbiet Systems. The system has been operational actually with the Israeli Defense Force since 2019. It was launched in November 2018, and it's a passive active target acquisition capability system for 8 of the Western European nations. Now, why am I talking about this specific system? Well, this is actually protecting the user of the optics, because being an observer, your optics and the systems which you can laze and engage targets is the most critical part of your operations, really, because it gives you so much capability. Yes, you can go old school, use a map and compass and a basic radio, but the technology where you have laser sights, ranging, and all that good stuff really provides you massive capabilities. But, of course, if you have to look through them, you're at huge risk of a sniper. With this system, it's completely remote controlled. You can observe targets from a distance, up to what it's saying, about 100 meters with the long cable that's given with this thing. Of course, when you're carrying all this extra gear with the cables and the other optics that you may need to attach to this, such as this tablet and such, you're adding a little bit more weight to a troop that needs to be fairly lightweight and light roll. However, the capabilities in terms of reconnaissance, let alone just calling in fire, is incredible. Now, this system seems fairly complex in all honesty, and there is risk of hacking and all that sort of stuff when we talk about things like this, but this isn't a wireless network capability. It is using a cable from the optic to the unit. If data needs to be sent to other aircraft or other units, then of course, yes, there is always the potential of hacking. With encryption, you would hope it would not be as easy to hack. But what I love about this system is it's protecting that user. You can see this JTAC here is behind the rock. If there was a sniper, they're going to aim for the sight, not going to be able to see the observer, and he can carry on with his mission. Yes, you've lost maybe $30,000-$40,000 worth of optics that you put a bullet through, but that observer that takes a lot of time and a lot of training can continue their mission. Now, the system can acquire Category 1 targets very safely and quickly, using a target location error of about a few meters, which is very, very good, and that's without using any emitters. This enables the effective engagement of time-sensitive targets with a simple tap on a touchscreen display. It also enables to close sensor-to-shooter loops with 3 intuitive touches on the screen. These include a touch to acquire the target, then issue the precise target coordinates, and send all of the target information to the fire support systems that need to pull in the artillery or whatever aircraft they're being pulled in. The company noted that the demonstrations of Western European countries were conducted in urban locations and in open fields. They were performed in various simulated operational scenarios during both day and night. It provided users with the opportunity to experiment with the capability firsthand of all the spectrum of what this system could do. It does feature a payload-agnostic mission computer, a gyrometer, a touchscreen display unit, and a lightweight tripod. In terms of the system's mission computer, it does have a very powerful map display, both 2D and 3D digital maps. The target databank includes geolocation, target image, and video verification. In terms of target acquisition capability, it does use active LRF, passive without LRF, dependent on the GIS database, accurate TLE Cat1 using photogrammetry algorithms. So basically, the AI within the system can actually calculate what you're looking at as the correct target or not the correct target. In terms of power, it's meant to last up to 17 hours full time, and of course you would change batteries out just like any other system, but 17 hours is a very formidable time period for something for this to be used. Now, there are different variants of this system. It has 4 different configurations to enable operational flexibility. There's the Mini Hatterix, which is lightweight, manually operated, configured for medium-range dismounted I-Star. The Mini Hatterix RC, which is lightweight, remotely controlled configuration for medium-range dismounted I-Star missions. The Hatterix Main, which is manually operated and configured for long-distance dismounted I-Star missions, which is basically more of a heavy-duty unit. And the Hatterix RC, which is a remotely controlled configuration for long-range dismounted I-Star missions, which is the one you're seeing primarily in the video that we just saw. In terms of positional accuracy, it's within 0.3 mils in both axes, which is very, very good. In the artillery, we have a 1 mil error, I guess, that we would normally accommodate, but a 0.3 mil is very, very, very good. The Mini Hatterix is about 5 kilograms, and the larger one is up to 20 kilograms. So, of course, the Mini is something you're going to want to have a lighter roll. The heavy Hatterix RC, the bigger one, the 20 kilograms, you're going to want to have something that's more sort of a mounted platform. But, of course, there'd be no problem with you rocking that around. In all honesty, it wouldn't be a huge issue. Internal sensors, it has GPS, digital compass, and digital leveling, which obviously gives you your better azimuth velocity and elevation velocity variables. In terms of its construction, it does have the lightweight tripod, very good working height, up to 120 centimeters, so you can get into a ditch, or you can get nice and low with it, whatever you want to do. The video display does have the graphical overlay, and it can video record. But in all honesty, for me, not only is the accuracy of this system so important, its connectivity and its interoperability is very, very good. The improved situational awareness, right? When you're not having to look through the optics all the time, you can actually do other things. This system can somewhat passively look at what's going on without you having to continually look through the optics and protect yourself at the same time as doing it. It's very, very efficient in giving flexibility of choosing the most optimal engagement platform. So if you have this system operational, it'll give you some options. It'll give you the ability to say, yep, you could probably use this or use that, which is really, really nice. For me, though, the biggest thing that protects the Forward Observer, though, is that remote control capability. It's really, really nice to have that safety where you're not worried about getting blasted by a sniper or a small mortar team that's found you on the hill as a Forward Observer. This system gives you the ability to look where you want to go and look what you want to engage from distance, and that is just really, really important, I think. And a lot of this footage you're seeing just in training, there are other systems out there that have similar kind of setups, but Elbiet is definitely, I would say, one of the more heavy hitters in the I-Star systems and advanced technologies for things like this. So hats off to them for making Hatterix. I think it's a kind of interesting system, something I'm probably never going to see. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is credible? It's probably a very expensive unit. Do you think militaries around the world are going to implement this more? Or just go to the standard looking through the binos or standard laser rangefinders or systems that we have in terms of optics for the observers today? I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks for joining me, folks, and have a wonderful day. All the best. Bye-bye.